Well, let's begin what's trending. As the controversy surrounding some nominees that made up President TINUBU's ministerial list continues to rage, a coalition of Quranic reciters, memorizers, and learners has asked the Senate to reject the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, who was among the 28 names submitted to the Senate for screening and confirmation. The group said appointing El-Rufai as a minister is repugnant to natural justice, equity, and good conscience. According to them, the former governor openly showed his hatred for Quranic students when he evacuated hundreds of students from Sheikh Dahiru Bauchi's residence with tear gas late at night in an effort to stop the learning and memorization of the Holy Quran. The group also appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to withdraw El-Rufai's name in the best interest of the country for peace and respect for the laws of the land. In the meantime, a video clip which went viral over the weekend showed the former governor of Kaduna State saying that he would not want to return as minister after his tenure as governor because, in his words, failure in governance is when you don't train those who can succeed you.
Kayi minista kana shekara 43. Bayan shekara 20 kana 63 sai ka dawo kai minista ƴaƴanka ba za su yi ba. Kannin ka ba za su yi ba kai kadai za ka yi ba na saka ne to Allah a je bar magana amma ka gane abin da nake domin ni alhamdulillah na yi sa'a ina shekara 43 ne ministan Abuja ka gani to yanzu shekara na 63 sai kuma in koma kanni na ba wanda ya iya ‘ya'yana ba wanda ya iya ba wanda ya taso ya aikin nan haba ai duk abin da ka yi ba kai training wanda za su gaje ka ba kai ne kai fere kuma wallahi na yi training mutane da yawa wanda za su iya gada na many areas.
Rufai, last week it was Rike. Now we have El-Rufai. I told you those were the two names. But you know, in the same vein, a video showing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu appealing to El-Rufai not to leave the country after his tenure as governor of Kaduna State, but to work with him instead, made the rounds on social media. The president, who was then the flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress, spoke in October 2022 while addressing attendees of the Kaduna Investment Summit, which was held at the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua Conference Hall in Kaduna.
We will do this.
Dear brother Nasir, make a promise. We won't let you run away from the country. That's the only way I will leave this podium. Where is the promise? You make the promise.
I promise.
Okay. Thank you.
I promise, even on a part-time basis.
What can we say, Rufai? I mean, it's nice that they came up with that video because you know that the video where he said, if you do not train people to succeed you, then you are not doing your job. But here you can see that it appears that Tinubu wants him to work for him. By all means. Rufai.
Okay. Last week it was wicked. Today is Mr. El-Rufai.
Water.
Where do we start from? A lot of water going on. Okay, so as regards the group that says El-Rufai's name should not be added based on what he did to people studying, they have a right of their grouse, and I think they should be able to sort that out, as time goes on. And I respect anybody's right when they raise concerns, and I don't want to go into it because religious matters are quite very touchy, so I don't want to touch that. But as regards this, Malam Nasir El-Rufai made that plea. Made that statement by saying that he believes in building the next generation. What I think is he should recommend people that will be the next generation that can serve Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You forget that Nasir El-Rufai became minister in 2003. He was in his 40s then. Yes. Prior to that time, he was in BPE. So you've served, based on the board of a government parastatal, you've served as a minister of FCT, and afterwards you've served as a governor. What else do you want? In a country that is looking forward, he has that. So that means in the last how many years? In the last about 20 years, he has constantly been in and around government. So what else do you want? And that also goes to Mr. Wike. We're looking at the future. We're looking at people that have quality that can serve. I'm not saying he doesn't have his own qualities, but you have served. You just finished serving as a governor of a state. Isn't it time for you to put on the baton for the next generation? You didn't just only finish serving. Your son is also in the House of Reps. So is it only the El-Rufai family that would serve Nigeria? Are there no other families? Your son just took a juicy position in the House of Reps. You are still coming back as a minister? Are there no other people that have very good capacity that will serve? And why this recycling of former governors? And you look and we are saying, want to hit the ground running, it's a new dawn. It's a new dawn for Mr. El-Rufai that we had seen him serve as a minister.
Definitely not.
Or Mr. Wike.
No.
And these are the things a lot of people have. Not to take away from the ministerial list. There are some people out there, but even with the technocrats that are on the list, there are people that have made arguments. Okay, take for instance, people like Professor Patti. Somebody gave me a very good argument. I'm a man for argument, very good argument. He said, okay, Mr. Patti has served as Minister of State before for health. Is it that we can't, have other people? So obviously, if he's coming back now, he's going to be in the capacity of, because he has a very good, and he's internationally recognized in terms of public health. He's the chief of Gavi. He has to resign from Gavi and all of that. So, but when you look at it, is it that we don't have other people?
All right.
So those are the questions that concern people are raising.
Dr. Bati, the first story talked about this group of Quranic, leaders saying that Tinubu should not or should reject El-Rufai because he appears to be, doing things that are against the laws of the land, not letting people practice their religion and all of that.
Well, people will express all kinds of sentiments depending on what view of the matter, they see. This same Nasir El-Rufai, you recall, Shehu Sani said that El-Rufai is a serpent and that Tinubu should not give him a job. I thought Shehu Sani was probably imagining that serpent that swallowed notes in jam or whatever. I was wondering why you will come forward and say, oh, the man is a serpent. We know that he's a human being and that he has most recently been governor, except he says he's using it in a metaphorical sense. Now you have another group saying, oh, he doesn't like Quranic scholars. This is the same Nasir El-Rufai that people have, accused of supporting Muslim ticket. That was a big issue for some people, and he came out later and said it was misinterpreted. Now, some of his own Muslim brothers are now saying he's not promoting religion. But in any case, these appointments are not based on religious relationships. They're based on the prerogative of the president, his powers to hire and fire. There will be more of this. There will be some people who will still come out and say, oh, this person that is being nominated as a minister does not have NYSC certificate. All kinds of things are bound to come up. But what Nigerians want is a quality team. The unfortunate thing that some people have pointed out is that, oh, not too many people stand out in this list. I've heard that view expressed. Some people are saying, oh, they are recycling people. But let me give the example of Ethiopia. There are some countries whereby you could have a man serving as minister for 15, 20 years. Even if government changes, they will not remove the person. The person will be asked to stay there for purposes of continuity, for purposes of experience. But in Nigeria, the counter-argument will be, oh, we have over 200 million people. Why should it be only these people? Yes. Well, whatever the choice of the president is his choice. But what we expect is good governance. Because you can have experience and be useless. Because, I mean, sometimes some people, they say, oh, because I'm older than you, I'm smarter than you. That is not true. We've seen that clearly.
Right.
So it's possible that fresh blood with the right credentials could do much better. But we'll see. If anybody thinks that, Nasir RUFAI will reject the appointment, I don't think so.
No, because
in fact, he was the first person that the president nominated and offered a ministerial appointment.
Yes.
And he promised he's going to keep that promise and take the job.
Come back to say that.
And it's not just about age.
Right.
If they offer some people who are over 80 years old appointment, they will jump at it. This is not Nigeria.
I know some 80-year-olds that are in power now.
We've had a cabinet of gerontocrats before.
Shots fired. Jesus Christ.
No, we've had.
Well, I know of an 80-year-old who is in power.
Yes, age is not a factor of competence. I think some people bring to bear experiences.
Yes.
I think the unique thing about this is the Nigerian context.
Yeah.
What a number of people have said, especially analysts, views from people following the announcement of the ministers, is that as a nation, people wanted a moving away from the old, something fresh, something new. And looking at the list, the nominated list, it doesn't reflect that. Now, moving back to former Governor RUFAI himself, is that, the video came out, people started talking about it, and then he released his camp must have released the counter video. And that's instructive. The truth is that if you look at politicians all around the world, there are people who are career politicians. President Joe Biden of the United States started his career in 1979, in the 70s. If you look at the British system and those who go on to take on ministerial portfolios, they also have built a career, some of them straight from university. However, it doesn't justify it because they go there based on the fact that they are able to do the work. And so we ought to have conversations around competence, but also particularly because of where we are as a nation, a moving away, and the fact that even he himself admitted it. When will the mentees who have been tutored, who have been trained by the current politicians today take office? When will the youth emerge? We keep talking about the youth coming on board. We keep talking about fresh, young minds, and then we keep having the same recycled minds. Now, if the work that had been done previously has turned Nigeria into this golden state of, amazingness, then we wouldn't be having we'll be happy to continue with the old. So the conversation is not just about the fact that we're recycling the old or the fact that they've been in politics or in government for so long. It's the fact that we want something different to achieve something different. They say you cannot do the same thing again and again and expect something different.
Well said, Ayo. Our next topic, you all have discussed it at length.